Hello, I'm Bookbird, and I just finished Nevermoor, the Trials of Morrigan Crow, and I need to talk about it. I realized I didn't have hydration with me, so I went and got some. Cheers! Let's talk about Nevermoor. I loved this book. It was a 5-star and mostly perfect read for me, especially at a time when I had just DNF'd a book. This was fantastic to pick up. I'm going to touch on very light spoilers later in the video, but I'll let you know before I get to that. I'll just mention characters and different things about the world building itself, so if you want to go in with very little information, I'll let you know before that. This is a middle grade series by Jessica Townsend, so it will be in the age range that's for things like Harry Potter. Even as an adult, I really enjoy these books. I feel like sometimes I gravitate towards middle grade when adult fantasy has become what it's become.
What do you mean? Romantasy is great. Have you read Fourth Wing? It's a masterpiece.
Yes, and I will never get my time back nor erase the smutty words that I saw in that book. I just would rather not know. So there is a blurb on the back of this that says it's a Harry Potter-esque adventure, and Time Magazine is the one that put that quote there. And I wholeheartedly agree that you'll feel similar to how you felt with Harry Potter. So this series follows a girl named Morrigan Crow, and she is a cursed child in her town. There's multiple cursed children. This is like a known phenomenon in this world. These children are usually shunned or ostracized because the legend or myth around them is that they cause bad things to happen. So Morrigan is a very shunned and disliked child in this small town. She gets blamed for a lot of bad luck that happens. She has to continuously write apology letters. Everyone believes that their bad luck is occurring because she exists. And the known story around these cursed children is they only live to 12 years old. They're born on the night of Eventide. So when the 12th year comes around on Eventide, all these children die. Jane is apparently excited. She really liked this book too. So basically the society just has to deal with these children and their supposed bad luck on the society for those 12 years. It's more in the vein of a superstition on these children that are registered as cursed children. And Morrigan is also a daughter of a prominent political figure in this society, and so her family also treats her as a pariah of the society and doesn't truly love her. So unlike Harry Potter, it wasn't her aunt and uncle that took her in, it's her actual parent or parents and grandmother that don't truly love her because she has this stigma of being a cursed child who may or may not cause bad things to happen. So that's what you get at the beginning of the story, and it devolves into something similar to Harry Potter and being more magical, finding out more about cursed children and what that means. Morrigan finding out the truth about herself. Basically, my pitch is, if you wish you could read Harry Potter for the first time again, I would pick up this book. For me, I got that same feeling I got with discovering the world of Harry Potter. So this one's going to be a completely different world, but it's going to have the same themes, and you'll notice some of the characters have similarities, but they're still different. That's my pitch for you to read this book if you enjoyed Harry Potter. Now I'm going to go on to very light spoiler info. I'm just going to name some characters and different magical things that I liked, but I'm not going to go into like very specific plot points. Still going to be a very general conversation on the book, but if you want to go in mostly blind and not know the characters, not know any gist of the magic or the world, then thank you for watching the first part of this video, and maybe you'll come back after you've read it for the next part. So at the beginning of the story, Morrigan, much like Harry, gets whisked away and saved to this magical sector of the world. And Morrigan gets rescued basically by this man named Jupiter, who wants to enter her into the Wondrous Society Trials. So basically imagine the Goblet of Fire, but if it took place way earlier in the Harry Potter series. That's basically what these Wondrous Trials are, but also very unique and specific to this world and story. So you'll get kind of a trial test aspect like you did in the Goblet of Fire. And I really did enjoy being surprised by each trial and what the test was. So that was also a fun, unique thing to see in this story. And to go into a little bit on the world itself, this world is made up of 5 states, 4 of those states being part of the Republic, which is mostly humans. And then the 5th state is the free state that's hidden by magical means and has very tight immigration standards based on how they broke off from the Republic, and they're trying to remain secret and hidden and not have the same political things that the other 4 states. There wasn't a clear indication on how they actually separated and why, and very specific things, but they separated, and now this free state with magical beings is completely separate and stays separate. So this free state is what Jupiter rescues Morrigan to, and Jupiter is like a Willy Wonka type Hagrid / Dumbledore. He's the mentor and the father figure at the same time. And Jupiter runs a hotel within the Free State. He built it up basically from almost the ground up. He took it over and made it this grand hotel of the Free State. So he's very popular and well-known and respected in the Free State and part of the Wondrous Society. Probably one of my favorite characters from this hotel is Fenestra, who is a Magicat that's a gray Persian, and she's giant, but she's the housekeeper of this hotel. So I thought that was fantastic. She's sassy like any cat would be, and I'm not going to reveal a whole lot more that's discovered about her, because I loved that you got little tidbits of her background throughout this story, and it was great. Plus, the rest of the staff in this hotel have their own magical abilities as well. And that's one thing with this world. Not everyone is like a witch or wizard. Each individual has a knack, which is a very specific magical ability, and it can be like a wide variety of things, and I'm not gonna super spoil on those like specific ones. I want you to discover them yourself when you read this. But one that I would love to have is this soprano can sing, and it basically like hypnotizes woodland creatures to come watch her sing, much like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And I would just love to be able to have the animals just randomly come up to me just because I was singing, because then I could pet them. But I thought that was a really fun magical ability, but there's a wide variety that you find in this story, so I'll let you discover them. There's also spins on how the residents of the fifth state do their holiday festivities, so that was also a fun, unique thing, and I'm not going to spoil what their celebrations are because that was a fun thing to find out too. And we have our Voldemort in the big bad of the Wondersmith, who was also known for starting this big war and causing a lot of death and violence to happen. So he's very similar. You only get small aspects of him in this book, but I definitely think that this second book is gonna, since the second book is titled Wondersmith, I believe we will learn more in the second book than we did in the first. And once we get entered into the trials, Morgan makes a friend named Hawthorne, which is very reminiscent of Ron. He's not exactly poor, but he has the same Joker characteristics and best friend energy as Ron did in Harry Potter. And we also have our Draco, which is Noelle, and she's this very rich, mean girl, and she always gets what she wants, and she has a dad that makes sure she does. So she has similar antics to how Draco was in the Harry Potter series. And I will name one gripe with some immersion as an issue. This book was written in 2017, so this is a very like current events issue rather than when it was written as being a commentary. So it's kind of that like weird area of now it's shoved down our throats, but back then it wasn't. I mentioned the Free State has a very strict immigration policy, and Morgan is technically there illegally, so she is in danger of deportation throughout this book, and they have a law that states she can stay there as long as she's part of the trials. But if she loses any of these trials, she's going to be deported. I won't give specifics onto why that's a bad thing and why she can't go back, but that's a constant threat to her to try and win these trials, not only because she wants to live with Jupiter in the hotel, but also because she doesn't want to go back. So that's just a slight thing that current events, since we're smacked in the face so much about immigration, and it doesn't lean either way, it's just a topic that may bring you out a little. It did for me just because it's a constant topic lately, so that's just something to point out if you're gonna pick this up. But that didn't deter me from giving it a 5-star. It was not some kind of slip in commentary for any reason, because there was no like push to a specific side of this topic, other than you also didn't want Morgan to be sent back. Overall, I really did enjoy this book, if you can't tell by my color-coded sticky tabs. I marked magical moments, moments that made me laugh, and also like shocking or specific emotional moments in the book. And just like Harry Potter, unless you're a parent that cares about having magic in your children's books that they read, but that would really be the only reason that would deter me from saying this book is fine for your kids to read. So I'm adding this to my 5-star favorites. I hope to get to the next books next year, unless my Libby hold for the next book comes in quickly. And if this review helped you out to decide whether to read this, please leave a like on the video, because that tells YouTube that this is a good video to show other people. And also, if you've read this series, I know the 4th book just came out and was not on my radar because it kept getting pushed back. If you've read the series and you think I'll enjoy the next 3 books, let me know. Please keep it spoiler free, because I really enjoyed barely knowing anything about this first book. And if you subscribe, I will see everyone in the next video.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby